Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is our daily show. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on Prize Picks for March 6th. On Wednesday, we've got 8 games, and we've got 4 picks for you today. We've been kind of switching to the 2-man power plays, so you can mix and match these into 2-man plays. You can use these obviously however you want, but you don't have to take all 4 in one slip. Mix and match them however you like. And we do have like a little discounted play on the board right now, the Josh Giddey 16.5 PRA. So we have mixed emotions about that play. Like when you think about his talent, it seems like that should be an automatic, like I would take that, but he hasn't been doing it that often lately. So we don't really have an opinion on that play, like to take it or not take it. But before we get into our plays, though, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code at the bottom of the screen, and they'll match your first deposit up to $100. They're going to double what you put on. So if you deposit your whole 100, they will give you 200 to play with. So you might as well take advantage of that. Just make sure you put that code in, and they'll hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Sometimes these plays just move on us pretty quick. So if you have notifications on, you'll be able to jump on the value before it gets removed. And if you guys don't mind, just do us a favor and like the video. It's the best way to support the channel. And it just helps us get further into the algorithm, and it, puts us in front of more people, the more likes we get. So if you guys don't mind just pressing that little button, it's easy for you and it helps us a lot. So thank you so much, guys. So here are the plays we're going to be covering. I'm going to be taking James Harden over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Paolo Banchero, I'm going back to his dunk here. Just need one to cash it, so we're going to take that one today. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking Nikola Vucevic for under 42.5 fantasy score, and Domantas Sabonis for over 13.5 rebounds.
All right, so before we get into our recap, just want to talk to you guys real quick about Daily Grind, which is our official sponsor, and we've been working with them for a while, and we love all of their DFS tools. They're so crucial to what we do, and they've helped us cash so much over the span of the last few months since we partnered up with them. The DFS optimizer is great for seeking out plays, and it's also good for like confirming plays once you've built a narrative around a play and you've figured out why you want to take it. I always go back to that optimizer and double check and look at what all the odds makers are saying across the board. And it gives me an idea of like, am I running into this play with a lot of momentum, or am I like, is this a gut feeling play? Like, just really, and the more you use it, the more you start to figure out exactly how you see the board, how you see like the plays, like specifically with like fantasy score plays. You get to know the difference between like the odds to hit indicator and the actual DG odds. The DG odds, their actual odds they put is kind of like the main thing that I go off of. Like if I see something with a super high odds to hit, but their actual odds aren't like super juiced as well, then I'm not just like a sure shot going to take that play. But if I see their odds super juiced, like that's kind of like my main indicator personally. But I love being able to have all of the other platforms, because sometimes you can see discrepancies between what Prize Picks is giving you. Like for example, like this James Harden 31.5. If I'm looking across all those odds makers and I'm seeing like everyone else has it at like 32.5, obviously I'm going to say like, okay, I'm definitely taking this because I'm getting this at a full point discount on top of already feeling good about the play. So there's just so much that the DFS optimizer can do for you to help you see the board a little bit more clearly. And they're giving all of our viewers 25% off if you use code BACKDOOR. So there's a link in the description of the video. You can go to dgfantasy.com, but make sure you use code BACKDOOR and you get 25% off your first month. And you can apply that to any of the tools on there. We love the middling tool, the correlation tool. And speaking of fantasy scores, the fantasy scores tool is awesome as well. So definitely check all that out, guys. All right, so let's talk about the recap here. So in the first look show, I took Jalen Johnson over 8.5 rebounds, and he just barely hit this for us. I thought that line was, it's like anytime you're kind of getting up there towards the double digits, unless they're just like, because he's not like a center, and he's also not a rookie. But like, anyways, he went for 9, so we just barely made this. I was expecting him to go for more than this, but we'll take it. It's a win, And then do you want to break down your Paolo play? for the night show a little bit?
So yeah, Paulo was a big disappointment tonight. He or last night. It wasn't really his fault though. I'm gonna be honest. Like I watched that entire game and I was sweating that play out to the bitter end. And in the first half, it was his fault. You know, he just kind of took the reins and just kind of started like scoring the ball more. But in the second half, he had so many opportunities. He kind of turned into that facilitating role that I was waiting for him to like do, where he takes the ball up at the top of the key and, you know, he brings like a double team because he's so, you know, crazy scary down in the paint, and he kicks it out and everyone just started missing their shots. Like I watched Jalen Suggs miss like 3 threes that could have been assists from him. It was just bad. Like every assist opportunity he had was a complete whiff shot, or someone would pass up a completely open shot to get one more pass in. So I don't know. It seemed like it was more of like a coaching thing where they're trying to like move the ball more, and it was just unfortunate. So that was my bad. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have taken that play. But yeah, he only went for 3. We took him. He needed 6, so he got halfway there. Yeah, that was the one for me.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like with that Banchero play, we were talking about it during the game, like pre-game. Obviously, you know, when your play starts to not seem like it's going to hit, obviously your brain starts giving all these reasons why you shouldn't have taken it. Mm-hmm. But like the thing is like pre-game, we were both really high on that play, and all of the indicators looked great. You know, it was a killer matchup. Like, but the thing is like Charlotte's been like this last minute, like they're starting to figure some things out. They've made a bunch of changes to their roster, and they're starting to be more of a problem for teams, not just a team that you can come in and walk all over.
Right.
And Orlando's been kind of, they haven't looked like themselves lately. But it was definitely, we were talking about how like this play seems a little out of character for the type of plays we typically look for, but we were both high on it coming in. And if he would have crushed this, we would have been like, yeah, we saw that coming. You know, like,
yeah.
So it's because it just looked like that pregame. But, you know, and moving on to the Daily Show, I was so high on this Kevin Durant assist play. And he pushed for us, but I was shocked. Like I took his demon in quite a few plays, and when the demon got like they took the demon off the board after a little while, and I was like bummed. Like, and so when I first called this play out in Discord, we got it at 4.5. That's definitely a perk about the Discord. Like I was saying, whenever any of us see a play, we just throw it in there. Discord's like the first place we go. But yeah, like he ended up getting us 5. He could have had more than this. There was a lot of situations where he's moving the ball, because at the beginning he was making us sweat at throughout the first quarter. I don't think he had any assists in the first quarter, and he also wasn't scoring the ball that much. And you know, like you would think, like as someone who took his assists so much that I was watching him start to score, I'd be like, you know, pass the ball, we need an assist, you know, because you just tend to do that when you take a play, and you know you tend to like favor that. But I was telling Jordy, because we were watching this game together, I was like, yeah, I want to see KD start to get rolling with scoring, you know, draw more attention and get some guys open. And so he started to get there. He pushed for us. If you got this at 4.5 with me in the Discord, you cashed on this. But there was a lot of situations where, you know, he's dishing it to someone wide open, and then they're doing a pump fake instead of just taking the shot, and then they're passing it around again. Suns ended up getting that win. It was a really fun game to watch. KD was monster. My gosh, Grayson Allen went 8 for 8 from the 3, and he was like a monster on defense and stuff too. So I could go on and on about that game, but it was a very fun game to watch. And we got our overtime. We were all in the Discord. We've been like, we have a good record of when everybody's invested in needing the game to go to overtime. Like we've been all kind of channeling it in the Discord, and we've had like 3 games this past week where it ended up going to overtime. But anyways, yeah, so KD went for 5. But I was honestly expecting like 7 or 8 from him, but we'll take it. You know, it's not a loss. And then yours was like yours did well. The dunks.
Yeah, I took Bam's dunks at 1.5. He was making me a little nervous for sure. He got one pretty early, and then it was just one of those things where every time he'd get up to the rim, he'd just lay it in. And we see that a lot with these dunk props sometimes. It's like, it feels like when you don't have them as an option, these guys are just like Shaq in his prime, and then when they're up on the board and you take them, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna lay it in tonight, and it's so frustrating. One of those was last night for the entire Discord was Aaron Gordon. I'm sorry for everyone who took that dunk because that burned my entire night. I missed out on so many wins with that one play, and
all of us did, man.
Yeah, so I mean,
me too.
Aaron Gordon's.
God, you've been waiting. You've had that set up for like 2 hours.
That's what Aaron Gordon did to all my slips last night.
Dude, he did that to everybody in the Discord. Like, we all like had Aaron's dunks in so many. He was 9 of 10 on those dunks. Yeah. And you know what? I did get a little nervous. I almost didn't take it because I looked at his head to head on Outlier, and he didn't cash his dunks in the last time they matched up. And I'm realizing these are the things that are kind of fun to start to notate is like, okay, maybe power forwards have a difficult matchup against the Suns. And I know you can look at Outlier and you can like just see for yourself how the matchup is, but someone like Aaron Gordon not getting a single dunk is like telling, you know? Yeah. So it's like, if I have other power forwards and I'm thinking about taking their dunks against the Suns, I'm gonna question it a little bit. But
the Suns did a great job at cutting off the lob though. Like, he'll usually hide in the corner, like right under the corner three, and he'll run up and, you know, Jokic will throw it to him, and they cut that off all night. They had two guys just blocking him. So the Suns, props to them.
I loved when they were running. They had Nurkic, and they had Bull, and they had KD out there. So they had so much size going on. So it was a fun game. So speaking of dunks, and the thing is like we ended up a lot of us in the Discord ended up taking Paolo Banchero's dunk last night, which ended up cashing for us. And the reason we didn't take it the night before and we took the assist is because they don't have dunk props up, you know, when we do our first look show. And not to say that we would have taken that over the assist anyways, because we sweated that one out and we just got lucky at the end there. But since it's at 0.5, I like it again today. But let's get into these plays. So James Harden, I'm going to start with him, 31.5 PRA. I really like this play. I apologize. I'm going to have to refresh my spreads here. Okay, so we have a 223 over under, and the Clippers are favored by 6.5. So I like this game, especially because James Harden's been playing great lately, and he has a revenge narrative here going against his old team. He's really been crushing this other than the game against Minnesota. But he has, out of his last 3 games, he has 2 40 plus point 40 plus point PRAs. He's gone over this 4 out of his last 5. Let's see a little bit further out. So yeah, just 6 out of his last 10. But he's been kind of turning things up lately. And again, he's playing his old team. He almost went back to this team, you know, when he was out in Philly. He was spent a lot of time in Houston. He knows how to get it done in this building. Last time he played them, he went for 40. So I feel really good about this play. We don't have, we do have a significant injury. We have Russell Westbrook is out. So I think that he'll be facilitating a lot more. I know they've got some bench guys who can get it done, like Powell and Bones Highland and stuff, but I feel like this is going to be a good game for Harden. And so we've got like a decent matchup with points. Harden's one of those players where the matchup is not that significant. Like, he can go up against a scary matchup and get things done like this. You know, we know who James Harden is, and when he's off, it's like because Harden's having an off night. It's not because some defensive scheming just shut him down. Because he finds a way. If the defense is too heavy on him, he's going to start drawing fouls. But so yeah, 11th in points allowed, 24th in rebounds allowed, and 4th in assists allowed. And again, like they are good at preventing the assists. Actually, let's look specifically to point guard. So it is an even tougher matchup. 13th in points, 10th in rebounds, and 1st in assists allowed. I know he's like technically a shooting guard. He can play many different positions, but let's be honest, he's their point guard. And so I'm not too concerned about it being a little bit of a tough matchup. He's averaging 34 minutes a game over the last 5, just 1.6 fouls, not getting in foul trouble. And I just think this is going to be one of those nights for Harden, playing his old team. If we hop over here to Daily Grind, they've got this one juice to go over, 52.21% odds to hit the over, and they have it at a minus 128. A little bit of mixed emotions. Some of these odds makers are really juicing this. Like we got Caesars at minus 142, and down to FanDuel all the way down to minus 118. And when you see all these different odds, projections, some of that is like there could be a ton of people taking this on the Caesars app. So they're like, have this super juiced because of how many people are taking the over. So you kind of just want to keep that in mind when you're looking at odds. But I love being able to see all the different odds makers and other platforms, what their odds are looking like. I feel great about this play. I'm going to be taking it for sure. And moving on to the next play, we're going to talk about Banchero's dunk here. Now, this is one that you might be sweating it out. The nice thing about this is he just needs one. He's very capable of it. But keep in mind, he's coming off of a back-to-back. But this matchup is great. And Marvin Bagley, I think, is still out. So we have a 224 over under, Magic favored by 7. And if we take a look at Banchero here, he's dunked the ball in 4 straight games. He's someone who's very capable. Out of his last 20, he's dunked the ball 14 of those games. So in the head-to-head, last 2 times they've matched up, he's dunked the ball. He has 2 in the last time that they matched up. So I'm going to definitely be rolling the dice on this one just because it's just one that he needs, and he's gone on 4 straight games with a dunk. Averaging 32.6 minutes per game, 1.8 fouls, not getting in foul trouble. If we take a look at this injury report. Okay, so Gary Harris is out. I almost took some of his plays last night, and then I saw the questionable tag. So yeah, Bagley's out. That's the main significant thing. Like they don't have a lot of depth at center, and Bagley he's one of those guys I want to see Bagley work out there because I'm a fan of Marvin Bagley and his game. So I think we haven't been able to see what he can really do yet. But him being out is obviously good for Banchero. This is a solid matchup for him to be able to get in there and get at least one dunk is all we need. So feeling good about this play. We might have to sweat a little bit. Hopefully he just cashes it in like the first or second quarter, and we're just good to go on this. But if you guys are interested in checking out this app Outlier, they're one of our partners as well. And this is also crucial to what we do. If you guys want to try it out free for 7 days, there's a link in the description of the video. They're just letting all of our viewers give it a test run because they believe once you use this for a week, you're going to not want to, go without it. So that's going to do it for my 2 picks. And I'm going to pass it over to Jordy to talk about his.
Yeah, man. So before I get into these plays, I just want to tell you guys about our last sponsor, and that's Chalkboard. Chalkboard has been so much fun to play on. I mean, it's a prop betting app just like Prize Picks. You can do the same thing with Prize Picks. You can protect your plays, but what you can do on that app that you can't do with Prize Picks is you can set your own lines. So the Sabonis play, for instance, they'll give me that line at 13.5. If I think he's going to go crazy, I could bump it up to 14, 15.5 and get a super big multiplier on it, like 4.5, like 4.5 or 5.5, depending on how high I go with it. Or I could bump it down to like 12.5, 11.5, and just get like a 1.1x for it. So it's a lot of fun, especially for you guys who like to do this like 2-pick power plays. You can do like 2 crazy picks that you think are going to hit, and you can get like a 10x on a 2 play. So it's a lot of fun. With the shield play option now, which is protecting your plays, it's amazing. I can't wait to play more of it tonight with this slate. So definitely go check them out. Code backdoor at checkout, and you'll get a deposit match of 100%. So if you put in 100, you'll get 100 to play with. So it's a good deal. So go check the link in the description. It's iOS only right now though. So the Android version is coming on March 18th, and they're working on the desktop version. So okay, let's get into this breakdown here. So I got this Nikola Vucevic for under 42.5 fantasy score. This is a line that could go either way, but I'm more expecting it to go under because 42.5 is just a lot for Vooch, and he's been getting in a lot of foul trouble lately too. This matchup, he doesn't really do well against the fast-paced matchups. Sometimes he does. He's a really good first half player, but in the second half he slows down a lot. He gets tired, and he's been getting pretty mad. He's been assaulting some white dudes lately, so white on white crime is at an all-time high when you're around Vucevic. But so I want to take this 42.5 under. If we look at the breakdown here, oops, I was on his first half still. But he's in the head-to-head. He's only gone over this one time, and he just did it barely. Over the last 20 games here, he's only gone over it 8 times, and over the last 10, he's only gone over it 3. So the under to me is just like screaming for me to take it. And you can see in the last 5, he's only gone over this one time. He had a really big game against Cleveland. I had him in that game. But he's not been really coming close to this, and in these other 2 games he has. But he played the Pelicans. They really needed him in that game, and they played Detroit, and Detroit's not very tough. So, but we do have Torrey Craig coming back tonight possibly, so that'll help. But on the other side, the Jazz still without Taylor Hendricks, Walker Kessler, and Lauri Markkanen, and Keontae George is a game time decision with an illness. So this game could get out of control really quick, or it could be a good game. We'll just see how it goes. I don't think the Jazz are going to get blown out because they're pretty tough anyway. But, yeah, I'm feeling good about this one. If we look at this one on Daily Grind. Oops, I still had Tyus pulled up. I was looking at his stuff earlier. If you look at this one on Daily Grind, it's a 52.65% chance to go under. Their odds aren't very good on it. It's a minus 111, but I think that's just because it's pretty close to the discrepancy line, so they're just kind of playing it safe. But the odds to hit are juiced to go under, so feeling good about that one. So we're going to take the under on Vooch tonight. I love that line at 42.5. I've played that a lot in the past, and it's hit. This other one, if we look at the over-under on that game real quick, sorry, I'm all over the place. 224 with a 3.5 point favorite to the Bulls. So they're expecting the Bulls to win. I could see that. But, all right, let's get into this next game. So I got Domantas Sabonis for over 13.5 rebounds. Let's look at the over-under really quick on this game. We got this should be a really fun game. Primetime game against the Lakers. 239.5 over-under with a 2-point favorite to the Lakers. The Lakers are looking pretty tough, man. They're only like a game behind all the big dogs, in the middle of the road right now. So it's a tight race in the West, and I could see them being sneaky in the playoffs for sure. But this Sabonis line, he's gone over this in 6 out of the last 10 games, 4 out of the last 5, and he's done this in 3 out of 5 of the head-to-heads against the Lakers. I can easily see him going over this. I mean, the Lakers are pretty awful at rebounding still. They're 26 against centers, giving up 13.2 a game. And this is just like one of those games that Sabonis tries to make a point in, It's like whenever there's a big primetime game that they're involved in, it seems like the dude's going for almost 20 rebounds and like 10 assists every time. So I think with just the pressure on both of these teams right now, Sabonis is going to have to do well tonight. So it's just kind of making me want to, get a piece of this line. He's been pretty good over the last 20 games. The dude's averaging like a triple-double a game, so it's a pretty comfortable line for me. 13.5 is high, but I feel comfortable with it. So those are the 2 I'm going to be taking. Oh, if we look at Daily Grind, let's see here. This is juiced to go over at a 52.85% chance, and their odds are a minus 132, and that's pretty much across the board. So that's it.
All right. Well, that's the 4 we're rolling with, guys. You can mix and match these however you like. If you want to check out our Discord, I highly recommend it. It's like about 50 cents a day, and we've just been it's really developed its own identity at this point. The community is the strongest resource we have, and we all work together in there. And we cover like esports. We've got guys getting into soccer, NHL plays. So if you're looking to kind of diversify the sports that you're getting into, we're covering all of that in our Discord. If you go through the link in the description of the video, just go into Discord and click server subscriptions and subscribe. Once you subscribe, it'll unlock all the channels for you. You can hop into community chat, let us know that you're new to the channel, and welcome to all the new members. We've been getting a lot of new members lately, and we're happy to have you guys. And I can't recommend it enough, because we're like, as soon as we're done with these, we're just going to be right back in Discord, and we're always looking for plays. And then as soon as anybody in the Discord finds a good play, they share it. So the community, like as a whole, we don't miss out on good plays. So definitely come check that out. And again, it's not that we save those plays for Discord. It's just like we're connected to Discord 24/7 between our mobile apps and our desktop. Like whenever we're on, we're also hanging out, chatting during all the games. Like I said, we're summoning overtime when we need it. But also, if you haven't yet, you should definitely sign up for Underdog. We have partnered up with them, and we are doing Underdog videos. And it's a lot of fun. The slips, they end up offering us a lot of plays that just aren't available on Prize Picks. So some interesting options like that KD 4.5 assists is stayed on Underdog all day. So I was making slips throughout the earlier part of the slate. I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep making slips on Underdog then, so I can keep getting this at 4.5. But if you sign up with the Underdog and you use promo code BACKDOOR, they're going to give you a 100% deposit match, and they're going to give you some instant pick'em specials. So you're going to get some free plays to get started off on the right foot with your first couple plays. But yeah, definitely go check that out. There's a link in the description of the video. That's going to do it for us, guys. We hope you guys have a great night. And in particular, man, I'm like really excited about this Bulls Jazz game.
Yeah.
Those aren't like heavy hitter teams, but like you were saying, both of those teams grind. So like I'm looking forward to this slate. We got some fun matchups tonight, but we hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.